College football regular season now complete. Some teams transition to portal activity. Some teams await bowl announcements. And there are some teams playing for a championship. Iowa, not the latter, but certainly going to be active in the portal this season. And they will get a bowl announcement, an official bowl announcement this Sunday after championship games complete Saturday night. Now, Kaleb Johnson, Iowa star running back Kaleb Johnson, did make an announcement to the fans on Sunday that he will be foregoing his final season of eligibility at Iowa to pursue an NFL career. No surprise there, but what will the running back room look like? And I actually do think that's a good thing that we got this announcement out of the way now. I know he said after the game that he wasn't sure. I think we all kind of saw through that, but I'll explain why I think it's a good thing that he's announcing now and what it could mean for the future of Iowa at tailback. But first, before we get to the content for today, I want to thank Iowa Floor Covering, Ryan, Tyler, Brian, and the guys down at IFC in Bondurant. If you have a DIY project, a remodeling project on your hands, or maybe you just want new flooring in your home, check out what they have to offer over at iowafloorcovering.com. And if you use the /DIY, you can check out their Tough Core Click Together flooring that is still available at a special rate. Check it out, iowafloorcovering.com/DIY, or call them at 515-379-7000. Also want to thank Randy Engel at Under the Kitchen down in Mitchellville. Signed and unsigned prints available. Visit underthekitchen.square.site. That's underthekitchen.square.site. Or you can check out his Facebook page, search Under the Kitchen, or click the link in our description. So the news on Sunday, Iowa running back Kaleb Johnson announcing to Hawkeye Nation that he will be foregoing his final year of eligibility and he will be entering the NFL draft. Here is the official announcement from Kaleb via social media on Sunday. Dear Hawkeye Nation, as I write this letter, my heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation for the incredible journey I've experienced as a member of the Iowa Hawkeyes. It has been an honor to wear the black and gold and represent this program, the university, and this community that means so much to me. To the fans, thank you for your unwavering support week in and week out. Whether it was under the bright lights at Kinnick or on the road, your energy and passion have been a driving force behind every game, every moment. From the iconic Iowa wave to the chants and cheers that echo throughout the stadium, you've made this experience unforgettable. You've shown me what it truly means to be a part of something bigger than myself, and for that, I am forever grateful. To my coaches, thank you for believing in me, challenging me, and pushing me to become the best version of myself, both on and off the field. The lessons you've taught me go far beyond football. They are lessons I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Your guidance and mentorship have not only shaped me as a player, but as a man, and I'm incredibly thankful for the impact you've had on my journey. To my teammates, you are more than just teammates. You are family. The bonds we've built, the challenges we faced, and the memories we've created together will always hold a special place in my heart. Every practice, every game, every moment we've shared has made me better, and I am proud to have battled alongside each and every one of you. After much thought and reflection, I have decided to take the next step in my journey and declare for the 2025 NFL Draft. This decision was not made lightly, but it is with great excitement and anticipation that I embrace the challenges and opportunities ahead. The foundation I've built here at Iowa has prepared me for this moment, and I carry the Hawkeye spirit with me as I move forward. Thank you for shaping me, supporting me, and believing in me. Iowa will always be home, and I will forever be a Hawkeye. With gratitude and love, Kaleb K2 Johnson. And so that's it for a tremendous season for Kaleb Johnson. We assume he will not be playing in the bowl game. Didn't state that verbatim in his announcement, but I think we can assume that. Of course, we'll get official word on potential opt-outs Sunday when Kirk Ferentz meets with the media following the announcement that Iowa will likely be going to the ReliaQuest Bowl, the old Outback Bowl in Tampa Bay. Now, I do think this announcement coming now is a good thing. Kaleb Johnson, after the game against Nebraska on Friday, told somebody in the media, I really don't know right now what I'm going to do. I think most of us saw through that, and certainly the emotion we saw captured on camera on the field for Kaleb Johnson after the game completed, I think was clear that he was saying goodbye to Iowa City, to Kinnick, to the fans, and he was very emotional. You can tell it means a lot to him, and why shouldn't it? He's put together a season and a career now to where he can head to the draft and be confident that he's probably going to be a top 3-round pick. Although I'm not some mock draft expert or certainly a scout, with his physicality and the way he's learned to use his size, I think he's a top-tier prospect at tailback at the next level. He's got a long stride, good speed, and really felt like he finally learned this year how to use that size. He's always been impressive physically, but his ability to put his foot on the ground, change direction, we've seen that develop, and also embracing contact. And hey, if he hadn't made that big run against Nebraska on that short pass from Jackson Stratton on Friday, Iowa probably didn't win that game. And so that sort of epitomizes the season he's had. And so super happy for Kaleb Johnson, because I didn't see this coming based on what I had seen through the first two seasons. We all knew physically he had it, but it all finally clicked this year, broke Sean Green's rush touchdown record. And what a feat that is. And he'll go down, Kaleb Johnson will go down as one of the two best running backs Kirk Ferentz has had, either him or Sean Green. You just take your pick. Both guys were unbelievable. 2008 was one of them, 2024. Those two seasons will stand out for Iowa on the ground because of those two individuals. Give credit to the offensive lines. They were good as well. But boy, special players. And Sean Green carved out a nice NFL career prior to retiring back to his home state of Florida. So now what's the future for the Iowa running back room? I think it's a good thing that Kaleb made the announcement now, leaving no doubt. My guess is Jazz and Kamari Moulton and these guys on the roster already knew he was leaving. But if there was any doubt possible, now that doubt has completely been cast aside. Now they know what they're either returning to or not returning to, if you know what I mean. Guys could leave, enter the portal basically at any point, at least announce that they're leaving, and then when that time comes, start making some decisions. LaShawn Williams left Iowa mid-season. He has since committed to Memphis, and then he just flipped to Kansas actually earlier today. So what does the running back room look like? What decisions still have to be made? Well, Kamari Moulton and Jazz Patterson would have to be projected as 1A and 1B next season. They've got a couple of freshmen from this season, Brevin Dahl and Xavier Williams, that I really like. Xavier, big legs, hard to bring down, great center of gravity. Brevin Dahl considered to be the fastest guy on the team. He won some 100-meter contest toward the beginning of fall camp, even beating the likes of Caden Weegan in that contest. So he's an intriguing prospect, assuming he stays at tailback and they don't transition him full-time to receiver. He was starting to work his way into special teams competition as the season wore on. And don't forget about Terrell Washington, the potential Swiss Army knife that they've used a lot as a wideout at times, sending across the line of scrimmage pre-snap. That he's gotten some action actually in the passing game. Could we see him in some tailback duties next season? That's possible. And Liddell Betts did a phenomenal job last year holding on to all of these guys. Kamari had a nice start to his year, to his career. Terrell Washington, same thing, and yet they held on to LaShawn Williams. They held on to Kaleb Johnson. They held on to Jazz Patterson. So maybe Liddell Betts pulls that off again. I do think that Kaleb Johnson making the decision when he did and making that public makes it a little bit easier for Liddell Betts to be clear with his pitch here and for these guys to make decisions. And hey, if I'm an Iowa player, I know they're losing a lot up front, but if I'm a running back specifically, I like what this running game looks like. I mean, who couldn't? Who wouldn't, right? They lead the conference in rushing yards this season, and what a jump the offense has taken as a whole. One would think it has the potential to improve again next year, even though they do lose some people up front and they lose an all-star running back in Kaleb Johnson. And don't forget, they also bring in Nathan McNeil, another Florida running back who will be signing here on Wednesday. He's part of that 2025 class. So a nice young group of talent, and this will be an opportunity now in the bowl game for some of these young guys, namely the guys that are on the roster right now, Jazz, Kamari Moulton, maybe TJ Washington, to get some extended run and showcase their talents. I would be surprised if any of those guys exit via the portal prior to the bowl game. To me, that just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But keep in mind, the portal window is now at 20 days, not 30 days. So guys have to kind of make decisions a little bit quicker to get into the portal. Doesn't mean you can't potentially still play on your team, although that's very rare. And Kirk's kind of made it clear in the past that if a guy's going to stay with the team and play in the bowl game but still remain in the portal, basically they have to have graduated. That's kind of his standard. So we'll see if that happens. I doubt that happens with these running backs. I think Liddell's got a good chance of bringing them all back. Maybe they go get somebody in the portal, but I wouldn't be shocked if they use those scholarships elsewhere, just given the depth that they've created there, and give a lot of credit to Tim Lester, Liddell Betts, etc. So congratulations to Kaleb Johnson. He's earned it. What a phenomenal season he's had. And he'll have a chance, I think, to be a top 3-round draft pick come April. And of course, we'll react to that when it happens. And now we turn our attention to recruiting, to the bowl game, etc. And who else makes decisions? Who else announces decisions one way or the other. We'll be following it right here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Be sure you're subscribed, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, and we'll talk to you soon as we recap men's and women's basketball and the bowl selection this Sunday. Keep it locked right here. We'll talk to you next time.